Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Wildermyth. In the last episode, we actually got some really good luck for our warrior Numia, and she is already rank 3, so she is doing quite well for a chapter 1 playthrough. She's got some good gear, and yeah, things are looking great for her. So, I think we're going to check out some infested tiles today, and maybe just do a little bit more scouting. I think we've pretty much covered everything over here. Maybe we could build some passes or something like that, just in case we need to. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to try and accomplish today. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick shout out. Thank you for all you guys who are dropping comments and giving me some extra tips and information. It really does help my playthroughs. It helps kind of guide my actions when I'm doing these things, and it just betters the playthrough, especially when I can include you guys in here. So first of all, thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. And yeah, keep it up. I love hearing the interaction from you guys, and maybe one of these days we'll get a stream going or something like that, so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So yeah, we'll jump right in here and get underway. So let's send these guys out here. Nice little scouting mission. Alright, and we got the Ramble Wild, so why don't we, it's only +4. I think we're actually going to take this on with the infestation there, just because I don't want to waste any extra time that I don't have to. And I think we're probably going to be strong enough. Famous last words, right? Alright, let's attack these guys. Everyone stay close. The Thrixl could be anywhere. If you start feeling weird or sleepy, fall back and let us know. This place looks ancient. Thanks, Numia. What was that? What was what? I thought I saw something. I guess it was nothing. Maybe, maybe not. Thrixl delight in mind games. Stay vigilant. Don't have to tell me twice, says Numia. I keep seeing something, shapes, just on the edge of my view. She seems like she's got a nice sixth sense or something. What's with the jumpiness, Numia? You okay? Says Selnir. This infernal place, and these infernal Thrixl. Yeah, I'm okay, it's just, I hate the idea that these creatures can get into our heads. It's just such an invasion. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts sometimes, but they're my thoughts. Alright, so we have an option here, so we can either do being alert is wise here, Numia, or Numia, try to focus. You're making the rest of us skittish now. I think being alert is pretty much always wise, and Ivana, she definitely knows that, and she wants to look out for Numia. Alright. We're here to keep these creatures from doing this to anyone else. Stay on your guard, but be ready, not worried. Thanks, Ivana. I'll aim for vigilant and focused instead of nervous and jumpy. Alright, so a little bit of reassurance seemed to help out Numia and her concentration, and we have run into the Thrixl threat. Alright. Ooh, these are some new tile pieces that we haven't seen before. I mean, it seems like they have the same interfusion, but I love the artwork, guys. I really do. I really, really like it. So we're going to take Logged in here, and if you do remember, we actually gave him the melee mystic role, but I think what we're going to most likely do is just interfuse with some things that can get us a little bit of damage just at the start. So we can also probably interfuse with... Yeah, let's do the rocks over here. Alright. Can we actually do anything? We can. So unfortunately no damage right there, but we can move our Frying Pan Man up here, slap a Guardian on him, and we'll also move Numia, give a nice little guard stance with him, and go to Ivana, give some extra guard, get some damage out. And we do have that interfusion, so we can definitely try and make use of that as much as possible. And this was actually a really good bait here because they interfuse with all the objects around us. So what we can actually do is we can kind of move up to them and just away from the interfusion. So what we're going to do is before we do any attacks, we're actually going to we're gonna move up into a nice guard stance here so that they are walled together. And we'll bring Yavanna right here. And unfortunately, Logden is kind of at the mercy of a lot of these interfusions. So there's not much we can do about that. But what we can do is try and see if we can maybe utilize some of these things that we're interfused with currently. So let's try doing that. Don't think we can actually hit any of this. We might be able to actually take out one of the interfusions though. So it looks like they are interfused with this stone here. I don't know if we can actually break that. It doesn't look like it. So we may have to just kind of move him away, and we're going to lose a turn with him, but that's pretty much okay. Alright. So an unfortunate dodge and cover, but that's alright. Got a good block here. Nice dodge. Alright, and it looks like he wind walked away from our group here. But again, that is quite okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Logden and actually make use of his pre-interfused discus here. Now we can actually get a shot on this guy, but I think what we're going to try and do is let's try and discus from this one here. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. Alright. We got a little bit of damage out. And we can have Numia come up over here and try and take out this Thrusk, but we can also try and get Selnik to do some damage too, because he might be able to actually get a nice kill. Alright, that's perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to move Numia up. There we go. And we'll just have Selnik guard with Numia. Alright, we got some good blocks here. And I think we are actually going to try and maybe do some melee damage with Logden. I'm really not sure. That might be interesting because I want to see how he does perform as a mystic attacker. And it looks like he's got a lot of damage potential, so we might actually start doing that instead of using the interfusions. Alright. I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to move Selnik down and try and finish this guy off down here. Frying Pan Man never disappoints. Alright, Numia. There we go, and what we're going to do is we're also going to bring our powerhouse Logden up here and take this guy out for a wonderful victory. So, what we have got going on now is it looks like we do have some armor here, and unfortunately we're just going to salvage that because we don't really have any extra use for it. So I think we're just going to get that extra item. Alright, let's see what this strange behavior is all about. What are you doing with that wire? Is that a pincher? What's it called? Mandible? Oh, me? Me, I'm doing the old, you know, the whatever it is. Black magic, says Logden. Oh boy, we got a crazy person in our party. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on him, says Yavanna, or black magic. Ha, imagine. Logden. Dealing in devilry and curses and evil spells. Yeah, I think she's a little skeptical about him. I mean, Logden is kind of loony, and he is also kind of an outcast, so she's probably going to disregard his behavior. So we'll keep it thematic and go with option number 2. Haha. Alright, so our calamity is we now have Seekers who are in the Thrixel pack. So, let us discover an item here for the Rowan Dream Strand. And we'll get everyone to do just that. Alright, let's see what we get, what we pick up. Hopefully it's something, maybe like a new weapon for Selnik. Get him from using that frying pan, but no such luck. Alright, we'll give Selnik a little bit of additional warding. Alright. And it looks like that's where the Mole Forge is at. So, why don't we build a pass over here? And that way we can actually explore this area. I am a little bit of a completionist when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I would like to scout and pretty much do as much as I possibly can before going to the end of the chapter. So because this is a Morthagi playthrough, I'm going to cancel out just this one because, I mean, the likelihood of coming across the other stuff is probably slim to none. We did just encounter the Thrixel, so it's not going to pile on as much as the Morthagi is. Alright, let's continue scouting here. Alright, we've been walking for hours. The light has faded to dusk. I think we're going in circles. I swear I've seen that tree before. I'm not sure I like this, says Yavanna. Did you hear that? That was just you, stepping on a twig, says Logden. I guess that's what it was. Come on, let's go this way. Try to watch your step, Twig Stomper. Maybe we rename Yavanna to Twig Stomper. Suddenly, the path widens, spilling out into a large clearing bathed in starlight. Ooh, ghosts. This music, it calls to me. We should join them, says Numia. Join them? That seems like a profoundly bad idea. They have no faces. Alright, so we have yet another choice. So we can dance among the stones, or they were all probably travelers just like us once, and now they're trapped, dancing eternally among these rocks. Let's chance it. Let's chance the playthrough. Alright, let's go dance. Come on. I've got 2 left feet. I'm better as an audience member, says Logden. As soon as Numia steps between the stones, music washes over her. Unlike anything she's ever heard before, and yet its melodies seem familiar. Were not these drums always beating in time with her heart? Had she not always found herself absently humming this tune? She flows among them, a beam of starlight woven with the others. There is a moment when the whirling comes to a nearly frenzied pace, when the dancers are spinning and spinning, orbiting, and nearly carried away. Around her, the specters cry out in adulation. Numia hears her own voice joining them. With a crashing crescendo, the music falls suddenly silent. A voice, like water trickling over stones, speaks. You honor me well, Numia. She stands silent, humbled, and awed. At her feet, something blue glimmers, a small book worn with age. For a moment, the constellations on its covers sparkle, when it lies quiet and still, waiting. Finally, Numia emerges from the stone circle. Numia, you're back, says Yavanna. I'm sorry I was gone for so long, but that was amazing. You were gone for like 10 seconds. You just walked into the circle, shouted some unintelligible words, and then came back out. Sounds like Numia is the black magic practitioner. But the specters vanished right after you went near them. But look, I was given this book. What do the symbols mean, says Logden. I have no idea, but I know I've seen them before. Can we just get out of here before any more faceless dancing creatures appear? So I go, but part of my soul will always be here. Okay, interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and build a nice outpost here. So we have a choice, and I think what we're probably going to do is, I'm really thinking that we do the 2 fabrics. Now we could do the 2 hide and fabric, but you know, I'm thinking that we do the 2 fabrics. Alright, so let's build this on up. Alright, so we have a Curseweld Weaver Works. And what we're going to do is we are going to head straight to this tile and get a nice scout going. Also looks like we have to translate the symbols here. So I think before we actually do that, we're going to go finish off what had just happened for Numia. It seems like she seems to be either cursed or blessed, but we'll find out. We found this book full of constellations and strange writing. Alright, so someone needs to dedicate some time to focus on translating the Book of Stars. Alright. Why don't we just pretty much send them all? We'll send them all. Unfortunately, it's across the map completely from where we are, but that is quite okay. So it looks like we have some things going on in the party. So Numia and Selnik are now confidants, and Selnik and Yavanna are confidants. We have a little bit of infestations, but we also have Numia and Logden as comrades. Alright. So long days and nights pass as Selnik combs through the library. He pores over ancient tomes, their pages crumbling with age and ink faded with time. Unfurls scrolls that crackle and split, no matter how carefully they are unrolled. At long last, the code is unraveled, the cryptic lines revealed. This is it! Aha, I knew it. I knew I'd seen these symbols before. At the next desk over, Numia shakes herself awake and lifts her head. Did you say something? I found it. I knew I'd seen these symbols in the book we have here. It was obviously in Aestra's Esoterica Arcana Volume 23A. Obviously. So you know what it means now. Not at all, but I'm close. Now comes the fun part. Translating it line by line and cross-referencing the other books. We have a very different idea of fun. I'm gonna go see what the others are up to. Good luck with your star stuff and scribbles. Yeah, this might take a while, says Selnik. Glimmering pool. Into the glimmering pool. That's it. It's done, and it seems to be a map to a place called the Glimmering Pool. Alright, well let's go check out that Glimmering Pool. And we'll go ahead and send, I think what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take Yavanna off this and put Selnik on here, because it seems in terms of the overall contribution of this quest, these three have been the main portion of it. Now Yavanna can kind of just hang out here because there is no infestation that is currently impacting it. Alright, we're almost there. This is the luminous stream, according to the Book of Stars, says Selnik. The locals called it the Babbling Brook. Are you sure we're in the right place? Of course I am. Yesterday we found the split rock exactly where the book said it would be. And today we watched the sunrise on the first day of the new moon cast the rock shadow in this direction. I still can't believe you got me up before dawn, says Logden. He's just like a grumpy old man. According to the book, we should see the Celestial Falls. It's beautiful. Worth getting up at dawn for, says Selnik. I mean, they'd still be here if we'd slept in. What does your silly book say next? Now we climb. The pool is at the top of these falls. And so they do, pulling themselves up the moss-covered rocks, slipping on mist-moistened stones until finally... Nice view from up here, says Numia. This is it, says Selnik. This is what we came for? It's just a small pond, says Logden. The book says, when the stars are mirrored in the pool, then shall you drink of her glory. And that means we wait for nightfall, for the hour of her domain. The setting sun slips behind the mountains in night blankets the countryside in deep purples and blues. The stars begin to come out, tiny silver pinpoints in the darkening sky. Slowly, the pool begins to glow. Alright, I must admit, that's pretty spectacular, says Logden. Now what, says Numia. Now one of us goes in. There's enough power to grant one of us something special. As if you can know that. I think what we're probably going to do... Well, let's read through the choices here. This will be one for the books. I'm going in, says Selnik, or I'll do it. I could use a little more sparkle in my life. Numia says, I will take on this burden so that others might not suffer if things go poorly. Logden says, maybe this isn't such a good idea after all. I think with as much time and effort that Selnik has put into translating these books, I believe he would probably be the first one to offer himself up into that pool. So I think that's exactly what we're gonna do, is we're gonna have Selnik take a little dunk. Well, here goes. I don't think any... Oh, Okay. We got a nice little dye in his hair. I'm really not quite sure what happened. Why don't we take a look at Selnick and see? So he's got star hair. Starlight shines forth from Selnick's attacks. 25% chance for attacks to blind enemies. You know, that is actually pretty exceptional because he is one of our frontliners. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to gather up with Yavanna here. And we'll take a trip on over to Onson's Rainy Fen. So let's go ahead and gather up on over there. Yeah, that was actually quite an interesting trip for us. And I think we're also going to try and eliminate that batch bee. We'll also do the Bogmore. I really don't care for dealing with them. Alright, let's resume that and get on up over to the Mole Forge. Alright. And we do have an incursion. Alright, so Morthagi great in number move to attack your lands, driving peaceful folks before them, leveling homes and hollowed places. So, with that being the case here, it looks like the incursion is most likely... Is it coming from... Yeah, it's coming from right here. So, I think what we're going to do, guys, is we're probably going to call it here since we have a little bit to deal with in the next episode. It looks to be the end of Chapter 1 here, once we take down the Mole Forge. But before we do that, we are definitely going to be trying to take on the Morthagi recruiters. But that will have to wait until next time. So I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, it has been completely awesome for your guys' support. I also want to give a quick shout out to Bruce is Nice. I didn't get to do that before, and you know, I just appreciate all the tips and tricks, man, as well as Maximilian. You have been awesome. Thanks for that tip with the stone spirits. So I appreciate it, you two. Thanks for providing me that information, and it is always really, really helpful. So keep it up, guys. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.